Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Ahead in the news tonight, no more violence. We're expecting peace on the streets. A look at how one community is taking the streets back. A second man succumbs to injuries from last week's traffic accident in Connecticut. And the country's press secretary hits back at remarks coming from the F&M chairman. Welcome back to our News Weekend edition. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. With gang violence seemingly running rampant on the island in recent months, particularly in the Grove community, one local business owner is stepping up to lead the fight against the growing impetus acts. Owners of the Fish Pot restaurant, Micheline and Gary Williams, explain why they felt it was important to host this peace motorcade and rally.
We felt like it was important because, we have an establishment, the bar, and, everybody coming to the bar just to relax and, unwind. And we figured that, hey, if we could go out there and spread some type of peace and positivity out of what's going on, especially in the Grove community, it will bring some type of light of, hey, it's not all that bad in the city.
Various speakers could come and speak for a few minutes, pray, because that's what we're all about, trying to pray this down and get rid of this demon. It's a demon moving around, and not only in the Grove community, but throughout throughout New Providence.
Williams adds that in preparation for the event, he visited several businesses and churches in the community, which he says opened his eyes to one downfall.
It was very few churches open. You know what I mean? I could count on one hand. They said what is open, just open for business. You know what I mean? I think a church should be the place of refuge, a place where somebody could run to if they have a problem. You understand what I'm saying? I think, and that's what helps in a lot of crime. Some people only need somebody to talk to, somebody to listen. You know what I mean? But when the church closed, what open? The bar room, the hall house. You go sit up in the bar, you have a drink and you have a problem, what the drinker tell you? Yep. Go kill. Go commit suicide. You understand what I'm saying?
Member of Parliament for St. Barnabas, Shannon Don Cartwright, showing his support for the initiative following a major uptick in crime.
In the month of March was probably the worst for murders ever in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And we are a nation in crisis as it relates to crime. And so partnering together with the various stakeholders, as is the case this day with persons in the community, members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, this becomes vitally important as we put every effort into anti-crime strategies and efforts to bring peace to the community and across the country.
Participants of the motorcade also passing out flyers to members of the community as they made their way to 2nd Street, Cynthia Mother Pratt Park. The government of the Bahamas is regretfully advising of the demise of a second Bahamian involved in that traffic accident last week Saturday in New Haven, Connecticut. Raymond Roll Jr. and Keanu Adderley crashed into a tree while driving in a Chevrolet Cruze. After the New Haven Fire Department used the jaws of life to extract Roll and Adderley out of the vehicle, Roll was pronounced dead on the scene. Adderley, who was the driver of the vehicle, survived the crash and was taken to hospital where he was initially listed as stable. Regrettably, Adderley died from his injuries last evening. He was a graduate of the University of New Haven. Our news sends sincerest condolences to the families of both Roll and Adderley. May their souls rest in peace. In other news, press secretary in the office of the Prime Minister, Clint Watson, hitting back at F&M chairman, Dr. Dwayne Sands, who, in the Nassau Guardian, accused the Prime Minister of pandering on NIB. During the weekly press briefing, Watson hit back with this.
Let me make this very clear. The Prime Minister is not pandering. What he is a Prime Minister that leads with compassion and understands the needs of the Bahamian people. He's quite assertive and sure as to what he's doing with the National Insurance Board and the plan and the recommendations to increase the contributions.
Dr. Sands also accused Prime Minister Philip Davis of prioritizing political expediency over the sustainability of the National Insurance Fund and the best interests of the Bahamian public. His comments followed the Prime Minister's assertion that government will not increase NIB contributions at this time.
The Prime Minister said emphatically, it won't happen now. on the back of the Bahamians, it cannot happen. Now, we understand that perhaps for the previous administration, it would have been something they would have made a decision to do. And if they, matter of fact, no, they wouldn't have, because they had the same issue facing them, and the previous minister did nothing about it. The Davis administration plans on addressing the National Insurance Board fund. However, the Prime Minister, it's clear that it would not be at the expense of the Bahamian people right now. The Prime Minister has creative plans on the agenda, which he will be releasing very shortly, as to how we will increase revenue in this country.
Flowers are the decoration of choice this Easter weekend, from homes to churches. The variety invites the spring season. However, one local nursery chose not to import this year. Pinks, yellows, and purples, bright, beautiful colors that symbolize the Easter season. Amanda Myers of Fox Hill Nursery shares the most popular types of flowers locally.
They're chrysanthemums, hydrangeas, tulips, things like that.
Unfortunately, Myers says they decided not to import these flowers this year, and she explains why.
Hydrangeas, let's just take an example. We were asking $70 for it last year. We've chosen not to bring any in this year. I understand there's another nursery on the island selling the same plant this year for $100. And right now we feel with the Bahamian economy, well, actually the whole world, is we don't have that many people willing to spend that kind of money on a plant that you're going to throw away in a week's time.
In lieu of traditional Easter flowers, Myers says she recommends plants that will remain green and in bloom year-round. She even suggests fruits and vegetable plants, gifts that keep on giving.
Why not buy a really nice house plant that they can use and will last in the house? We have some things like bromeliads that have color to them, red and pinks, that can still bring a bit of color into the house but last. Or a nice adenium, more known as a desert rose with pink flowers. We've got lots of different colors of those. And again, it's something that they can plant in the yard and remember it year in and year out. It'll be there. Through the pandemic, a lot of families started doing their own garden, backyard gardening. And now's a good time. And cabbage and lettuces, things like that. You could get a bundle together, a mixture, and present that. Hot peppers, Bahamians like hot peppers. And also herbs. There's lots of different herbs. Some people do herb gardens.
And if you're wary about your green thumb, she shares some easy to maintain flowers.
We've got aglaonemias are very easy. Cactus and succulents are big right now because you don't have to pay them much attention in the way of water every week. They can go 3 weeks without water. So cactus, succulents, dieffenbachias, any type of philodendrons. Those are some of the more easier ones to look after.
Still to come on our News Weekend edition, beautiful straw work at Easter time. We're going to have a sit down with the queen of straw work. And he is risen. Let's go down to Margaritaville to celebrate. And as Russia continues to plummet Ukraine, the Ukrainians are fighting back. That's coming up when our news returns.
Got size at 6'5". Hi, this is Shamika.
Welcome back. It is a decades-long, uniquely Bahamian craft, straw work. Ingrid Bodie, owner of Ingrid Straw Bag, says when she moved to New Providence at the age of 8, she quickly picked up the lifelong skill thanks to her aunt.
I had put it away on the back burner, and I just picked it up. A few weeks ago, someone was looking for me, that I had done some work for before. And I did it, and I just posted it on Facebook. Once I posted it on Facebook, it just took off. One of my friends posted it, and it just took off from there.
About 2 months ago, Bodie says she lost her job. That's when she tapped back into her skill. She explains how she creates her beautiful pieces.
I have everything in my mind from a child. I can still remember how my aunt taught me how to put it together, how to put the colors together. And putting the colors together is just like if you're wearing a piece of garment, you put your colors together. And I can do one of these in like an hour.
Bodie is advocating for the craft to be taught in schools.
This kind of thing should be taught in schools, you know. So if Madam Minister of Education is watching, this needs to be taught in school, because these are the things that we need in the straw market, you know, but things behaving. This is what we need in the straw market. If the older folks are dying out and, you know, no one else learns the craft, who's there to carry it on?
The bags are also great investment pieces as they last for years.
This is one that I did for my daughter 13 years ago. And as you can see, look at it, it's still holding up very, very strong.
She offered this bit of advice as well.
To the young people, I just want to say to you, you know, try and learn, try and pick up this craft, you know, especially young ladies, try and pick up this craft, because not every time that you go on a job, it means that somebody is willing to keep you. Always have something that you can fall back on. So God has blessed my hands with many talents, cooking, baking, and as you can see, I'm baking now. So try and learn the craft. I would say that to the young people, especially to the young ladies. If you're looking for something to do, you're looking for a hobby, turn your hobby into making it work for you. Turn it into making dollars for you.
And if you're still looking for a way to enjoy the Easter holiday weekend, the newly opened Margaritaville is inviting residents to enjoy an array of activities. The hotel is reporting stellar occupancy rates, and the general manager says there's still room for more. Margaritaville is ready to celebrate the long holiday weekend with locals. This, according to General Manager Craig Martin. The resort had a slow opening season late last year during the pandemic. However, Martin says as of December, they have been gaining momentum. In fact, he says they are operating at 90% this week.
We've been tourist driven since Christmas till now. We do some locals on the weekends. Also for the business traveler, we do specials for the business travelers that want to come in and need some place to stay downtown. So we are open for them too. But this summer we want to make sure the hotel is open to locals. They understand we have specials for the people from Nassau that want to come here and join the hotel for the weekends.
Martin says he believes the upward trend will continue. He is inviting more Bahamians to spend some time at the resort.
We have summer family promotions out that we want people to come in the summertime and enjoy. You know, we have the best water park. We have one of the best water parks in Nassau. We have great beaches. We also, sitting behind us is the British Colonial Beach, which is now open to the public. If people want to come enjoy the British Colonial Beach for $20, they can buy a ticket there and enjoy the beach all day with a lounge chair and umbrella. So that beach is back open. Our beach is open. But we want to promote activities. A lot of people don't know we would do. You know, we're the only hotel in the Caribbean that has a bowling alley in it. So for our guests in the hotel, we do have a movie theater inside the hotel, and we do have a bowling alley. So we have great family activities and kids activities.
This Easter Sunday, the resort will be hosting a special brunch. Executive Chef Lester Dean says it will feature a taste of all of the Margaritaville restaurants in one room.
Dessert stations, we have sushi, we have carving stations, we have a raw bar, we have some Bahamian favorites, so conkin rice, some grouper, mai, chicken, fruits. We have everything that you would desire during this Easter season. Live DJ, so we'll have a live DJ. Also, we have the best views, as you can see, during the buffet. Also, I think we just have some great food and a great atmosphere. And I think it's good for families to come out and enjoy the Easter holiday.
And on to a more serious note. According to a statement from the Russian Ministry of Defense, stormy seas caused Russia's Black Sea flagship Moscow to sink. However, Ukrainian claims that the warship was hit by two anti-air Neptune surface-to-sea missiles, range 300 kilometers, about 25 nautical miles from Snake Island. The 510-crew missile cruiser was a symbol of Russia's military power, leading its naval assault on Ukraine. The 12,490-ton vessel is the biggest Russian warship to be sunk in action since World War II. Ukrainian military officials said they struck the Moscow with Ukrainian-made Neptune missiles. The ship's sinking was described by the U.S. as a big blow, but American officials were unable to confirm whether Ukrainian Neptune missiles were responsible. Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine continues, and President Vladimir Putin's attention has now turned into countries giving military aid to Ukraine. When our news comes back from the break, it's lights, camera, action in Grand Bahama. And the update on the Carifta is coming up on the other side of the break. We have those details when our news weekend edition returns.
Got size at 6'5". Hi, this is Shamika.
After an almost 3-year hiatus from lights, camera, and action, theater is making its way back to the island of Grand Bahama. Forever Us was written by Gia Pierre and will be a highlight event April 22nd through the 24th. Director Patrice Johnson says you can expect some twists and turns.
And so you're at the edge of your seat trying to guess what's this and who's next, or what's the scandal that's coming. And so yeah, it's a quite interesting play. She has gone from stem to stem, from stern to stern, but now here she is getting even stronger in her writing. And this one here, Forever Us, has a twist that'll blow your mind.
Johnson says the cast is a mix of some of your favorite veteran thespians, and some newbies will be on stage for the first time, a sign, she says, that theater is growing on the island.
It is growing, and there again, because of Gia and the style in which she does her productions, it is really, really enticing younger people to come to the fold, and for that I am so grateful. I'm always sharing with them, thank you so much for allowing me to pour into you. We came up the old way, so Sidney had his hand in my sharpening my tools, and so here I am at this stage of my life paying back and pouring into them.
Cast member Mark Gardner says after almost 3 years off stage, he believes this play is exactly what the island needed. He describes the play as a suspenseful drama with notes of fantasy, all wrapped up in comedy.
We've had a tropical storm, and we're all facing the pandemic. So the community has been challenged mentally. And what we seek to do through our gifts, through our talents and our efforts, is to bring a sense of levity wrapped in a message that can give some hope and allow people to suspend their disbelief for about 2 hours and, get away from the madness and to kind of heal the soul.
While many athletes believe that the Bahamas could be further ahead internationally if we took sports development seriously. One of those athletes is Jonquel Jones, who happens to be the reigning most valuable player in the WNBA. She recently sat down with our Sasha Lightbourne and explained her views on sports development in the country.
In track and field, we have Shawnee Miller-Weebo, Speedy Stephen Gardner, Anthony Strawn, and a host of others. In basketball, there's Buddy Heel, DeAndre Ayton, and Kai Jones. On the baseball front, Jazz Chisholm and Lucius Fox, and so many other Bahamian athletes that are performing at the top levels in sports around the world. But we could do better, and that would come with a concentrated effort and consistent emphasis on sports development throughout the country. At least that's what WNBA superstar and Bahamian phenom Jonquel Jones believes.
I think there needs to be like a sports curriculum. I think we have to pay. I think teachers of the sports, like anything, like Coach McPhee for me was that person, Moon McPhee in the Bahamas, who really just kind of pushed me and taught me the game of basketball. I think we have to have people on like that grassroots level that we really appreciate and we understand how important they are to the development of sports in general. We have the natural potential. It's just being able to fulfill it and having people that are invested in there to actually help the kids grow.
She also spoke to the idea of the creation of a national sports academy.
Maybe one in Nassau, one in Freeport, one somewhere else. That can really just help kids grow, and if we're going to invest in sports, let's say they're there for sports, like an IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, where they go and you play sports, you focus on your education. I think that would be important too.
Unlike with her basketball journey, Jonquil also believes staying at home is key to sports development throughout the country.
Being able to allow kids to stay home and still have the same opportunities. And I think, it goes like with the popular saying, if you build it, they will come. And I think if the infrastructure is there, we can do so much because people have already gone to the States in, I don't want to say worse circumstances, but in tougher circumstances and have been successful.
Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightborn.
Here's our Marcellus Hall, who is in Kingston, Jamaica, with the latest from the Carifta Games.
I'm Marcellus Hall. Welcome to Our Sports, everybody. Coming to you from Jamaica today as we are set with day one of activities for the Carifta Track and Field Championships. Bahamas, the number of athletes on the field. We'll give you full details coming up right now. Well, as you can hear by the sound in the background, the Bahamas striking for gold here on day one of competition at this year's Carifta Games in Kingston, Jamaica. Keyshawn Strawn scoring the gold medal in a record throw of 78 meters plus. Strawn giving the Bahamas their first medal of this competition. Also today, the shot put and the heats of the 100 meters, the 400 meters heats also taking place this afternoon. Lots more to come as the Bahamas hopes to continue this gold medal rush as competition continues throughout the course of the day. Now, there will be finals events coming up later on in the evening session here tonight. We'll see whether or not the Bahamas can get it done. Prime Minister Brave Davis is also in attendance, along with a number of other dignitaries, taking a look at Team Bahamas as competition gets underway. They hope to be a spark of good luck, and we'll see. So far, it has paid off as the Bahamas has gotten gold here on day one. And that is your Carifta Sports update here on this Saturday. You hear the Junkanoo music kicking in. That means the Bahamas is here and ready to do some damage. Reporting from Jamaica, I'm Marcellus Hall for Our Sports.
Still to come, we're going to see how the holiday weather is shaping up and get ready for the sweet sounds of cowbells because Junkanoo is back. We give you the full details when our news returns.
Got size at 6'5". Hi, this is Shamik.
Welcome back to our news. Balmy spring breezes are the order of the day. Let's see what weather is coming our way. Junkanoo, described as the most incredible show on earth, is set to return to the streets of Nassau this Monday morning with the annual Because He Lives community parade. Organizers tell our Jean Joseph what the event means and what you can expect this Monday morning.
Junkanoos and fans will flock to the streets this Easter Monday for an early morning celebration in remembrance of the crucifixion, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ before his ascension to heaven. Parade organizers now have the green light to return to the streets and resurrect the parade after 2 years of lockdowns and restrictions.
It's the nation's rush outside of Junkanoo, and it's the first rush of the season. So to have us back on the road again is a blessing from God, and we are appreciative of those who have supported us over the years, and we're looking forward to you supporting us again come Monday morning at 5 a.m.
Committee Chairman Reverend William Thompson invites the public to participate and says the parade, which usually signals the start of the Junkanoo season, will also pay respect to those who fell at the hands of COVID-19.
Just get up and come out on that morning, and those who can make it, we would love you to come early, because we'll have prayer and praise before the parade start. And after it start, then we go down, when we reach by St. Barnabas, again, the celebration of commemoration for all of those Junkanooers who have fallen during the pandemic times.
Toby Austin, co-chair and Saxon Superstar chairman, is eager to see the turnout and says he anticipates many participants and fans.
Just to hear the Junkanoo music, in 2 years on, we have much Junkanoo music, other than little piece here and little piece here, but to hear it in its full capacity, the brass and all of these Wally boys, them nice bringing them bells in the air, and the sea dark out front. I think it could be a really exciting time. So I think everybody should come out. Just I'm looking forward for a nice, peaceful, and successful parade. And just to hear that song, that ghost skin drum with them cowbells and them brass, it should be very exciting. The good thing with this rush is it's the first rush also. And this rush also, when we look at, other than Boxing Day and New Year's Day, this rush, where we come together and we put all that competition aside and we just come together as one. So that would make this rush also so special. The Saxon rush on the side of the Wally, and the Wally rush on the side of One Family and Roots, and all the B and the A groups. Everybody has come together. There's no segregation again on this morning. Everybody has come together and rush. So I know the guys just waiting and where they get rub shoulders with the Wally and the Saxon get rub shoulders with Roots. So I know the guys are excited about that.
Devon Brennan says you don't want to miss Monday's parade, whether you're a participant or a fan, as this will be one for the record books.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited. And on that note, we thank you so much for tuning in to our News Weekend edition. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Continue to enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend.